Welcome back to Workday Gourmet. Today we're making fondue for two. If you're a fellow owner of a proper fondue set with too many forks, 2020 may have rendered yours useless too. The days of eating takeout with 8 sets of utensils are unfortunately behind me. Fortunately, fondue is easy to scale down, requires no special tool, and makes a lovely intimate dinner that takes very little time to prepare. The only essential ingredients are wine and cheese. Traditional fondue calls for a mix of Alpine cheese. If you don't have a wide variety available, just include at least one sharp-aged Alpine cheese and blend with any mild melting cheese. I've used part Fontina, Edam, Gouda, even deli Swiss cheese in the past. Fondue is an excellent fridge cleaner for cheese you don't know what to do with. I like to cut mine into roughly 1 ounce portions first, so I know how much of each cheese I'm using. I'm making a combined 200 grams, or about 7 ounces. Dice them into smaller pieces. Feel free to use a grater, especially if you're making larger portions. I chop mine as it takes half a minute to dice, saves dishwasher space, and keeps my knuckles safe from grater accidents. I'm making my fondue in a French onion soup pot. Thick stoneware has good heat retention, and it's just large enough for stirring and small enough to keep the cheese deep for dipping. Rub the inside of the pot with a garlic clove. This is traditionally called for to infuse fondue with a subtle garlic flavor. I find it not very noticeable until you get to the bottom of the fondue, but it does make the last few bites extra good. Add a 1/3 cup of white wine to the pot, plus a teaspoon of cornstarch. Whisk thoroughly. The wine to cheese ratio should be roughly 1:3 by weight, and for every cup of wine, use about a tablespoon of starch to help the cheese emulsify. Heat the starchy wine up first, until thickened and simmering. Add in the cheese. Give it a light stir and wait for the cheese to melt. This only takes a few minutes. Once the cheese melted completely, add a shot of kirsch, which is a strong vodka-like liquor made out of sour cherries. There's no real substitute. It's optional but strongly recommended. You can use one of these simple fondue stands on the tabletop. I got mine on Amazon for $7. It does a pretty good job keeping a small pot warm. A small candle keeps mine bubbling warm throughout dinner. Alternatively, you can hack up your own candle stand with a big bowl, a small candle, and a metal cooling rack. It'll work just as well, and the candle won't go out as long as the pot doesn't cover the bowl tight. In fact, this setup works on any old candle you want to get rid of. Serve the fondue with some cubed bread, cured meat, and maybe some cooked potatoes. Apples and pears would be delicious too. Just stab whatever you're dipping with the fork, dunk into the cheese, and devour. If you like candlelight dinner with no real cooking, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you next time.